The customer has been complaining all the time that his vehicle starts poorly. Now at the moment, it does nothing at all. So that means we will now check the battery, and now Pete will show you with our battery tester from BUSCHiNG how simple and accurate it is.
So our complaint is that the vehicle starts poorly or does not start at all anymore. Now, of course, we want to know what our battery can still do. This means we have the option here to simply perform a classic battery test. Just test the battery. Connect plus and minus, of course. That means the device starts up at that moment. It is nice and easily accessible in this vehicle. You have to check, of course, as in many vehicles, batteries are installed somewhere where you have to see how to reach them. The battery test would be at the front. We will show you that in a moment. That means you can also test a removed battery. Or over here, there is also a system test, so we can check if the battery is defective. Are there other reasons? For example, how is our alternator or generator doing? Is it working properly? We will just go to the system test now. We will do this, the big test. Here we can enter the chassis number again. We will not do that now. It is relatively boring to enter the 17-digit number here. But that is, of course, very important for you to be able to trace it later, or perhaps if it's a warranty case, a guarantee, so that you can naturally say that you've assigned it to the vehicle. That means we'll press start here now. Find invalid, it says, of course, because we haven't entered anything, so starter test. That means I'll get into the vehicle now and start it, and we'll rev the engine to see that everything is working.
I've moved inside the vehicle now because we want to run the big test, as I mentioned. Also possible with the cable. We have a very long cable, so for most batteries, I don't want to say all, we can do the test alone. It may be that you sometimes need a second person.
That means we are in the system test now, and have continued. Now we want to start the vehicle once. We went ahead and charged the battery a little bit so that we can even start it at all, because we suspect that maybe something else is broken somewhere.
So now we keep pressing here. It is a diesel engine, in this case, yes.
Rev the engine by pressing 40 seconds.
You can see here how the number of seconds is counting down. Up here we can already see 14.5 volts. That means we are quite sure that the alternator, or rather the generator, is working properly. As I said, the big system test takes a few minutes, but we should have the time for that. So,
That all loads are switched off. That means we turn everything off here first. We confirm that. Idle test is normal. So switch on loads. Let's turn everything on now. Seat heating, rear window heating, air conditioning, lights, everything possible. Let's switch it on. Now it wants 2,500 revolutions.
Everything is fine too.
So now we have our values here. We can take another look at them, even in a graph, to see how the starter test went. The alternator test is fine. And now we can just click down here once, either directly on finish or again on print. We will, of course, print this out now. And then we have everything in writing again. Nothing beats being able to simply say that everything is fine. It is important that we now know, okay, the system is working like this. The next step would be that we perform the battery test. I think the battery is simply too weak and that it is no longer working. We have now done the test, the system test in the vehicle, so without testing the battery. Now we can, of course, do another system test with the battery. That means we just connect it again here, directly to plus and minus. We'll just go back into the vehicle. We're not going to the system test that I just did alone in the vehicle, but to the battery test. Click here once, select my voltage, in this case, a 12-volt system. I have the option for the vehicle identification number here again. We will dismiss that for now and change to the settings. In the enhanced flooded battery we have the EN value of 630 amperes, and of course the battery is in the vehicle. So continue test in vehicle, of course, yes. And now I'm holding the battery tester up to the battery again to also measure the temperature. So question, is the battery charged? We already charged it just now, so we press yes. System test is now starting. Please start the vehicle.
So,
Then we have our starter test here.
Now we press continue. Is it a diesel engine? Yes.
Now I'll press start. Let the engine rev up. 1,000 revolutions, I'd guess, will be enough. Or 1,500. Exactly. Now we see here that the time is counting down, similar to the system test just now. Of course, only that we have it connected now. Now we wait a moment until the seconds have counted down. We have, of course, attached our exhaust system at the back so that the exhaust gases go outside.
Also available from our bushing range.
So 5 seconds left.
Exactly. One loud rev, then off the gas. Switch off all loads, no radio, no ventilation. That is being confirmed to me right now. So turn on everything you can. Lights, rear window heater, seat heating, just everything that draws a load. Very important to see, of course, what happens under load.
So now 2,500 revolutions.
Good. Okay, that fits. Our generator is working. The battery is bad. We should replace it. Please turn it off.
Now I can click on print.
Engine off, please.
And now we will perform the system test together with the battery. As you can see here, the state of charge is 31%. We only have 44% state of health, and of the 630 amperes that should be measured, only 278 remain. What else can we do now? The next step now is to test the battery outside the vehicle, meaning without a vehicle, and that is what we are doing now. So, we have now tested the battery in the vehicle. Now we want to test the battery again outside as well. Here we have our battery tester again. We are now simply connecting our battery tester to plus and minus, just like before. It is starting up now. The device boots up on its own. A quick tip, or just for you to know, if you ever need to boot the device up, there is a 9-volt block battery inside, perhaps to get a printout later. That is also possible afterwards. Now we are not going to system test, which is what we just did. That means we go into battery test. We will just select the 12-volt battery here for the vehicle that we have inside. Here we could also enter a chassis number. That might be important for a warranty or if you want to assign it to something. We do not need that in this case. So here we simply have the values that we need to enter. That means in this case we have an EFB battery, and this EFB battery has 650 amperes. So here we go over to setup and simply enter all the values here. We are now changing the amperage value here so that we have 650. I confirm that, and yes, it is not in the car. Now we hold this here. It wants to know how warm or cold the battery is. This is very, very crucial also for the battery test. Many customers naturally always say, how does it look? Has the car just been outside? Then it was suddenly in the workshop for 2 hours, and suddenly we have the problem. We have a completely different value. Why? Because the battery got warm. Is the battery charged? In this case, we charged it beforehand to ensure we get the maximum capacity. We can confirm that. And there we go. We have to replace it. Why? We have 0% state of charge, so it didn't accept anything at all, and the state of health is also at 0%. That means the health status, the state of health, is also very bad. Let's just go to print now. That means we can directly make a battery printout. Also good for you to know. It's never a bad idea if you've installed a battery in customer vehicles. Was it a new battery? Do a test. Have it in writing that everything is in order. Or you could say, I should charge it again, and then we have everything right here. This means here we have our printout, our test report. Here we see the state of charge and health. So this battery is more than defective. So this means we have it here in writing as well to file away or simply as proof. After the entire battery test, there are of course even accessories available for our battery tester. Here we have the option to connect an optionally available amp clamp via our sockets down here. This means we clearly have the ampere and volt sockets down here, so one for amps and one for volts. At this point here, we can plug our clamp meter directly into the designated socket and turn it on. Then we can start the measurement. We have the option here to measure up to 600 amperes. It is important simply to measure a starting current, for example, just to see if everything is working properly, measured directly on the cable, not via the battery. We can simply go down here. On our display, right below the battery test, we now have our volt-ampere meter. I have detached the hose here so we can better reach the positive cable. It is important that we have a 0 button. Always 0 it before you go around the cable, then go around it. So now we can take a measurement here, and for example, if there is a second person there, or you go yourself and start the vehicle, it always depends, as I said before, on where the battery is located. And you could see on the display what our starting current is. That means everything is in order, measured cleanly and directly with our battery tester. We don't need a second device and can simply take nice measurements directly around the battery.
Now you know everything about our battery diagnostic device from BUSCHiNG and also the matching clamp meter for it.
Everything else you need to know can of course be found in the description text in our online catalog under our brand BUSCHiNG.
Yes, and don't forget, subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any more videos.